Hello ladies and gentlemen, dear viewers of Burundi National Television. Welcome to the English News Edition Top Stories. Burundian Head of State Evariste Ndayishimiye, who also serves as the first Vice President of the African Union, took part this Monday in the third United Nations Ocean Conference, currently being held in Nice, France. This international meeting aims to identify concrete measures for the protection of the oceans. Speaking on behalf of the President of the Republic of Angola in his capacity as the current chairperson of the African Union, President Evariste Ndayishimiye emphasized that Africa is a continent endowed with significant water resources, including seas and lakes of global importance. And in today's English News Edition, we also bring you coverage of the commemoration of the late President Pierre Nkurunziza, highlighting his social reforms, the honors he received from various parts of the world, and his demonstrated spirit of patriotism and faith. Welcome, dear viewers, to details as I informed you in headline. President Evariste Ndayishimiye, who is also the first Vice President of the African Union, attended the third United Nations Conference on the ocean on this Monday in Nice, France, where they are discussing what can be done to protect the oceans. In his opening speech at the conference, which was organized by France and Costa Rica, French President Emmanuel Macron said he was confident that the treaty on the protection of the oceans would be signed, setting the number of countries that have signed it, saying that 50 out of 60 countries needed for it to come into force have signed it, and 15 have already applied to join the round table. President Evariste Ndayishimiye, on behalf of the Angolan head of state, who chairs the African Union, said that Africa is a continent with the most important seas and the lakes in the world, and called for protection of lake waters in general. As I told you in the headlines, as already informed on top stories, this Monday, the National Day dedicated to patriotism was celebrated, commemorating the 5th anniversary of the death of the late President Pierre Nkurunziza, the leader for patriotism. The ceremony for this day, normally celebrated on June 8th each year, took place in the political capital Gitega. They included the laying of wreath and the mausoleum of the late President Pierre Nkurunziza, and the listening of his speech during patriotic lesson at the time. From Gitega, Dieudonne Ndacayisaba has more.
The celebration of Patriotism Day and 5-year commemoration of the death of the late President Pierre Nkurunziza, leader of patriotism, was attended by Prime Minister Gervais Ndirakobucha, President of the National Assembly Daniel Girazi Ndabirabe, Senate Speaker Emmanuel Sinzohagera, General Secretary of ruling party CNDD-FDD Reverend Ndikuriyo, and other high-ranking officials of the country. Patriotism Day is a special and important day, given that loving one's country is priceless, but losing one's country means losing one's identity. During the teachings of God's word, Pastor Olivier Irakoze stated that God has greatly helped Burundi, which has leaders who have given God a special place in the Constitution. Ceremonies were also marked by laying flowers on the grave of the late President, starting on the Prime Minister, followed by representative diplomatic corps accredited to Gitega, and then the family of the late President Pierre Nkurunziza, and finally the General Secretary of ruling party CNDD-FDD. The celebration of Patriotism Day was concluded with the reading of the biography of the late President Pierre Nkurunziza and listening the part of the speech delivered by the late President Pierre Nkurunziza while he was giving teachings about patriotism.
Also, as Burundi celebrates National Patriotism Day, it is an opportunity for Burundians for Burundians to remember his what he likes and what was embodied in his talents. Now we review the honorary titles awarded by his country and the international community for his bravery in organizing the country after civil war that shook the country. Eliseo Kamkama has more.
President Pierre Nkurunziza has been appreciated worldwide. The reason why Burundians as well as foreigners have given him different prizes. From 2007, Burundian Security and Defense Corps members have been sent in different countries for peacekeeping missions like in Somalia, South Sudan, Haiti, Central Africa and elsewhere. Here it was in Paris where he got a medal at UNESCO headquarters on the 5th of June 2014 by a group of UN Soldiers Association for Peace of Lyon in Paris. By the same time, he got the prize of Grand Croix Commémorative de la Paix in French, as well as a sign of Cordon Bleu. Pierre Nkurunziza has been the very first president to get that honor, what enables him to get the Peace Commandant-in-Chief prize. After that, he expressed his appreciation. Still in Paris, Pierre Nkurunziza met Laurent Fabius, former French foreign minister, where he saluted Burundian contribution in peacekeeping in Central Africa. Once back in Burundi, late Pierre Nkurunziza has explained that that prize is an encouragement for all Burundians, especially security and defense corps members. For that reason, Burundians have done a procession so to congratulate him. Another association, Afri-Japan, working in development sector between Japan and African countries, having its headquarters in Yokohama, has appreciated the way late President Nkurunziza has worked for development in Burundi via community activities. It then gave him a leadership prize of development in Africa on 1st of June 2013. 1 year after his sworn in office, Accor Association gave him Africa Peace Award. It is Thabo Mbeki, former South African president, that gave him that prize on 24th of June 2006. Accor was expressing its appreciation for the peace reigning in Burundi after 10 years of civil war. In March 2007, Pierre Nkurunziza got another prize at the Theological University of Los Angeles in the United States of America, Dr. Honoris Causa. The same year, on 29th of September, Pierre Nkurunziza got another Peace Award by Interfaith Peace Building Initiative, as he has participated in peace agreement between the CNDD-FDD party and the Burundian government until the elections, as well as the agreement with FNL party. Again, on 19th of August 2009 at Nairobi, Africa Association gave him a prize of a model leader for New Africa. The same year, in Roma, in Italy, on 15th of November, Pierre Nkurunziza got another prize by Sanegidio, an association that read the peace agreement between Burundi and the rebel parties. Note that the prizes that Pierre Nkurunziza got are numerous, and in New Delhi, on September 2010, he got another prize, the Rising Star of Africa Award by Unity International Foundation, especially for school free tuition for primary school students, as well as medical free tuition for children under 5 years and pregnant women. After that, Pierre Nkurunziza got another prize in November 2011, Peace and Sport Prize, as he brought peace via sports among Burundians. Note that not only the world has appreciated his good deeds, but also in 2007, on 14th of March, a Sevilla Association for Greenpeace awarded him Mozi Gisabo Award for having planted fruit trees in community activities.
Still on this day, commemoration also reviews the measures enacted by the late President Nkurunziza from the very beginning of his presidential term to provide relief to the Burundian people. For instance, free health care for children under 5 years old, free maternity care, free primary education, and so on. Joseph Mindajambo reports.
As soon as he took office as president in 2005, Pierre Nkurunziza decreed a series of measures to give a breath of fresh air to the Burundian people, a people who had just spent time in civil war for more than a decade. These measures include free health care for children under 5, free maternity care, and free primary education, measures which since 2005 have remained in force until today. They have allowed the education of young people from all social classes in the country, at least at the primary and basic levels. In the annals of Burundi's history, President Nkurunziza is remembered as the initiator of the value of communes, the commune now considered as the cell of development of the country. In his time, the commune became a cradle entity of all its citizens. A communal festival was established in 2013. It is the day of the first Saturday of August, which was established for the circumstances reserved for the commune. It is an opportunity offered to the natives of the commune to meet and sit together to exchange on the development strategy of the commune, then live by uniting it an atmosphere of conviviality with the food produced in the commune. This new orientation of the commune has galvanized the spirit of its nationals that of belonging to a common framework of origin. Thus, the communes were able to record a step forward in development thanks to the contributions of the natives acting in synergy. Led President Nkurunziza during his regime was concerned with restoring good social relations characteristic of Burundian tradition. He urged Burundians to reconnect with all practices of solidarity, courtesy visits with exchanges of gifts, the spirit of mutual aid, and comfort to the victims, and so that the entire nation would rally behind this ideal. The government of Pierre Nkurunziza established the National Day of Solidarity, a day observed every last Saturday of July. This day is an official occasion for people who love charity to make humanitarian gestures to the vulnerable and people in need.
Let us end this commemoration day on the patriotic spirit that characterized the late Pierre Nkurunziza in reconciling the Burundian people whose society had been torn apart by ethnic division. Pierre Nkurunziza organized a vast campaign of moralization and patriotic training for Burundian society so that Burundians could understand their past and the present. Prime Mugaboni Hela has more.
In a bid to strengthen patriotism spirit among Burundians, late President Pierre Nkurunziza continuously held coaching sessions gathering people from different areas. The spine of his policy was reconciliation among Burundians after 10 years of civil war that left behind heavy wounds. During 15 years in office, late President Pierre Nkurunziza relentlessly told Burundians that the era of ethnic division has ended. He carried out coaching sessions throughout different provinces, gathering people from various backgrounds in order to erase the scars left by colonization based on divide et impera. Late President Pierre Nkurunziza recorded that charisma of founders of Burundians, including the very first king of Burundi, Kingdom Ntare Rushatsi, King Ntare Rugamba, King Mwezi Gisabo, who fought against colonizers' invasion in 80s, Prince Rwigwa Gasore, who fought for independence, the hero of democracy, late President Melchior Ndadaye, should guide Burundians. People were called on to follow the footprints of those leaders. In response to that policy, the House of Representatives and the Senate passed a law conveying to late President Pierre Nkurunziza the title Supreme Patriotism Guide. The law included a national day every July presided over by the Supreme Guide, but the law has been revised after his death and installed a National Day of Patriotism to be celebrated every June the 8th, a day marking the anniversary of his death.
Burundi is said to be ready to lead the Economic Community of Central Africa State, CEEAC in French acronym, starting from August 31st, in accordance with the principle of the rotation in force within the organization. This was announced by the Vice President of the Republic upon his return to the country on this Monday. As he arrived at Melchior Ndadaye International Airport in Bujumbura. Prosper Bazombanza was returning from Equatorial Guinea, where he had represented the head of state Evariste Ndayishimiye at the CEEAC Heads of State Summit. And to end this news, in our sport news now, we are going to tell you some athletic championship finals held in Gitega last week, along with the news about the automobile club and the basketball competition held at the Parquet Playground on Sunday. Mayusi Muhigwe has more.
This is a final of the National Athletics competition held at Centre Commando Uyali in Gitega province this last week. Women and men were competing on different methods: 100, 5,000, 800, 200, 2,400, 3,000, 1,500 meters, as well as javelin throw, disc throw, triple jump, long jump, to name as a few. The president of the National Athletics Federation, Dieudonné Kwizera, nicknamed Muvuduka, has then advised those athletes to be characterized by discipline in order to perform more, an idea which was emphasized by the representative of the Minister for Youth, Sport and Culture. In Burundi Automobile Club, they have organized a gala evening event in order to present a new executive committee to its partners. Brigadier General Silas Pacific Nsaguye presented his deputy, the Secretary General and his deputy, as well as finance manager and her deputy. He also presented the planned actions for the next 4 years. In basketball, a competition named 3x3 was organized at Parquet Playground for men and women, while Gladiators was the first. Young Eagles, Kazozabe SA, and Phileon won the competition in masculine games.
Thank you, dear viewers, for your attention. This is the end of One News Edition. See you later.